My name is Prisilla Sharma, and the project I chose to do today is Project 2, which indicates all about weather. The two weather instruments that I chose to conduct is the wind vane and the rain gauge, and I'm about to tell you how those instruments are used. The wind vane is to show which direction the wind is blowing from. It typically spins freely on a vertical rod and has a pointer or figure that faces into the wind. By looking at the pointer, you can easily see where the wind is coming from. Knowing the wind direction can be helpful for predicting weather pattern. For instance, a sudden shift in the wind direction might signal an approaching storm. Traditionally, farmers have relied on a wind vanes to help them make decisions about planting and harvesting. First, I have a cup filled with sand. I put together two straws, which this one will be stick into the sand and this one will spin in whatever direction the wind is coming in. As you can see, I'm writing down the four directions here. Use of the rain gauge. By collecting and measuring the rain that falls into the gauge, we can determine how much rain fell in a specific location. This data is then used by a meteorologist to track weather patterns and make predictions about future rainfall. By monitoring rainfall levels, we can predict potential floods and take steps to mitigate them. Homeowners can use rain gauges to measure rainfall and adjust their water habits accordingly, helping to conserve water. You may ask, what's weather? Weather is basically what's going on in the sky outside right now. It's all about the condition of the air, like how hot or cold it is, if it's raining or sunny, and whether it's calm or windy. It's like the mode of the atmosphere. How can a rain gauge deliver the concept of weather to your students in your class? Well, building a rain gauge involves students in designing and building simple rain gauge from recycled materials like plastic bottle. This teaches them about collecting and measuring. Once a rain gauge is built, have students stimulate rain by pouring known amounts of water, like measuring cup and seeing how much it collects in the gauge. This reinforces the concept of measurement. Show class wind vane that was made. Explain how the arrow always points in the direction the wind is coming from. Use cardinal direction, for example, north, south, east, west, to practice identifying where the wind is blowing. Discuss how different wind strengths can feel, gentle breeze, strong gusts, and relate them to different weather conditions. Example, calm day, stormy weather. By using a wind vane, you can turn a passive weather lesson into an interactive experience that gets students thinking about the world around them. Practical use for the rain gauge for gardeners and homeowners. By measuring rainfall, you can adjust your watering schedule to avoid overwatering your plants. This saves water and keeps your plants healthy. If you track rainfall over time, you can identify periods of low precipitation and take steps to conserve water during drought. Rainfall data can for farmers and agriculture. Similar to gardeners, farmers can use rain gauge data to optimize integration and ensure crops receive the right amount of water. Rainfall patterns can influence crop growth and yield. By tracking rainfall, farmers can make information decisions about planting and harvesting. Some pests and disease thrive in wet conditions. Rainfall data can help farmers predict outbreaks and preventive measure for water management and public safety. Monitoring rainfall helps authorities predict potential floods and take necessary precautions, such as issuing a warning or preparing evacuation plans. Rain gauge can be used to assess the potential for collecting rainwater for late use, contributing to water conservation efforts. Long-term rain gauge data is crucial for understanding weather patterns, climate change, and managing water resources effectively. Wind vane practical uses. Weather forecasting. This is not the most traditional use. By knowing the wind direction, people can make informed decisions about upcoming weather. For example, a sudden shift in wind direction might indicate an approaching storm. Agriculture. Farmers can use wind vanes to determine wind direction when deciding what to plant, how to irrigate their fields, when to harvest their crops. Knowing wind direction can also help with applying pesticides and herbicides more effectively. Fire management. Firefighters use wind vanes to understand how wind is affecting the spread of fire. This helps them strategize how to contain the blaze. Recreational activities. Sailors rely on wind vanes to determine wind direction, which is crucial for navigating their boats. Golfers can use small portable wind vanes to adjust their swing for wind conditions.